So hi, welcome to this podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here
I'm
with
Patrick from Not My Weekend. Let's go.
and we're going
Let's
to have some
go.
questions to say about the upcoming deluxe album of the record Shimmer Season. How do you feel about the response to the announcement of that so far?
Good. I think that I kind of just like it's 3 new songs that like honestly would act as singles in a different landscape. So I've kind of just focused on them as singles.
Yeah.
I like that it's going to come out as a deluxe because when it comes out, it'll be like the deluxe got 3 million plays on the first day or whatever. But like, I think when a lot of other bands do a deluxe, they do like one new song and then they do like acoustic versions or remixes or something like that. But Jared and I had this batch of new songs that really felt like an evolution of what we made on Shimmer Season last year. And also just the fact that it's Jared and I making them together feels to me like more Shimmer Season because him playing guitar is so distinct. So, and I really wanted like my youngest sister, Madison, has this thing where she's like not in the music scene like that heavily. So I look to her a lot as like what a normal person's perception of music is right now.
Yeah.
And she really doesn't like when bands or when artists that she discovers have been doing singles for like 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Just because it's hard for her to wrap her mind around. Like she says that it's hard for her to like really dive into whatever their thing is.
Yeah.
So the idea that I could put out new singles but still tell new people that are actively discovering our bands, go listen to Shimmer Season was great to me.
Yeah.
And I was never a huge fan of Smoke as track 1, so being able to put Tied Up as track 1 and Smoke as track 2, honestly, just these 3 songs make the album order so satisfying to me. Not that I ever thought we had any bad songs, but I just feel like the thing flows so much. I just love it. I love it so much now.
That's
So yeah,
phenomenal.
I'm very excited about it, and this deluxe version of Shimmer Season by Not My Weekend is no versions of songs, no acoustic songs. There's straight up 3 new songs on it.
That was the one of the best texts I've ever gotten.
Yes,
when you
genuinely.
texted Glory and I, because we reviewed the first single and we were like, God, we hope they don't do the typical deluxe edition trope. And you sent us the record and you're like, no fucking acoustic versions, remixes here, baby. 3 brand new Not My Weekend tracks.
I think that I'm a little bit brainwashed by like the scene I grew up in because I had suggested acoustic versions to Jared just because like I'm down for an acoustic version every now and then, and so many bands my entire life have done that. And I trusted Jared when he said like none of these like work as acoustic versions, and I was like, what do you mean any song works as acoustic version? And he was like, nah, not really, like it just wouldn't. Not that we wouldn't have made these songs anyway, but yeah, like I definitely feel like I've just heard every band and their mother, including like metal bands, do acoustic versions of songs that maybe it's just not the move. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm personally, and I think Glory feels the same way because we feel similarly about deluxe editions in general. The stereotypical deluxe edition where it's one new song and then several reimaginings and whatever of the songs already on the record are tired and boring, and I'm sick of it. And I understand you got to play the single game and you got to promote it somehow, but I just wish that there would be more than one new song.
I agree. I liked like I feel like Breathe Carolina and some other bands used to do a thing like the Ready Set did this for a while where they wouldn't put out a deluxe version, but they would put out a separate EP that was like mixes and remixes of one song.
Oh, the remix EP of the late 2000s.
Yeah, and I always liked that because at least it was on its own. If you wanted to spend time with that, it was on its own click away. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense. Damn right.
Well,
So are you able to share a little bit about your creative process for these new tracks? Did these come from a previous recording session, or are these all completely new?
No, they're all completely new. Right after we got back from tour from this wildlife at my parents' house Christmas of last year, I wrote the ballad on the deluxe called Stop Rewind by myself. I wrote it on acoustic guitar at my dad's house, and Nick was there. Nick was visiting for an extra week after tour. And I showed it to him and I worked on it with him a little bit. And I had written that song and then I showed it to Jared. And he was like, "This is a good ballad. Let's make it." We changed the chorus pretty heavily. But the verses and the idea and the concept of it, like, are pretty much what I wrote. On that, like, the first time I took a crack at it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we changed the verse to make it a little more clear too. But really, just the fact that he liked the idea and he liked the chords, like the song stayed pretty faithful to its original idea. And then from there, we were just kind of like, "Oh, that's cool. This is a good ballad. Let's put it out." But if we're gonna tack a ballad on to the end of Shimmer season, like there has to be bangers accompanying with it because like we wouldn't want to just slow Shimmer season down. You know what I mean? Like literally just add a song and slow it down. Like that doesn't make sense to us. So so we just like we're like, all right, so then we need two bangers, like one ballad, two bangers. Like that was just the recipe. And I had said so we just like scheduled sessions to write two new songs. And we wrote Tied Up first. And I had said that I wanted a song that was a very punchy and staccato-y feel. Just like something that like I couldn't even really describe what I wanted, but I was showing him songs by like Wow, I Can Get Sexual by Say Anything, and a couple different Marianas Trench songs. Or like Honestly by Cartel is a good example of a song that's like da na 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 da 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 da. Like it's just I can't describe it. It's just like it's just got a very punchy rhythm. And Jared was just going through files on his computer being like, I don't think I have anything like that. And then he pulled up what is the post chorus for Tied Up. It was done. It sounded exactly like that. And I was like, Jared, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like that kind of song like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, let's just make that. And we just spent the rest of the afternoon and made Tied Up. And it's like my favorite Not My Weekend song that we've ever made, that song. But and I have recency bias, so maybe that'll change.
Yeah.
But it is funny because there's not really any like romantic story about it. We had a session. Jared had the perfect instrumental of what I was looking for. We spent the rest of the day writing it, and I was like, "This is awesome! It's my favorite one."
Yeah.
Done.
No, I think we did the No Strings Attached lyric because we spent all summer listening to that NSYNC album.
Great
just
record.
by happenstance, we were just listening to it. And then just like it was just working backwards from how to make No Strings Attached not a douchebag thing. Because it's like you wouldn't want to pitch to a girl like, "Oh, I want to do like a hookup thing with you," and seem like a jerk on your song.
Yeah.
So it like the problem solved for that was that you would be in a relationship with someone that you were like already best friends with. And then like we just wrote all the lyrics about like a Haley Williams, Taylor York situation where you've been friends with someone for your whole life and then like you're both feeling lovey-dovey feelings, but that's scary. And then honestly, just like a bunch of catchy stuff getting into the so yeah. And honestly, like I grew up going to Red Rock shows and listening to like EDM with my friends, and it's not Tied Up is not an EDM song at all, but structurally it is build up, drop, down chorus, build up, drop, which is like which is what like an old school Skrillex song would do. So like that's really fun to me. Of course you'd never make that comparison, but it's fun to think about a song like, oh, we're waiting to get to the drop. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Oh yeah. So is there a track on the deluxe edition that you feel showcases a different side of the band? And if not, you can dive into, the mainline tracks.
So 2004 was based on a writing session that Jared had done last year. And it's this really like, I think it's like the most Y2K we've gotten. Like it sounds like a Sum 41 song. It's got like the break beats from like old school, like early 2000s R&B and stuff like that. And Kyle, who's been playing guitar with us, it's his favorite song because he loves the riff that's just going very, very Sum 41. I think that is like, Shimmer Season and Not My Weekend right now as a whole is like this pop rock thing like mixed with this Y2K thing, and I feel like 2004 is like the most Y2K it's been, and I feel like Tied Up is the most pop rock it's been. So and I also think it's probably like, again, recency bias, but it's like my two favorite of our songs right now.
Yeah.
And also like 2004 is the most personal I've gotten, in the sense that I'm saying lyrics that are like literally just about me, like
Yeah.
like sleeping all day and being on TikTok or whatever. Like the other songs are trying to be more relatable, where you can kind of make yourself the main character. I'm not as sure that 2004 does that as much, but I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, and then Stop Rewind is just really, really, really slow and sad. And there's not a slow and sad and artsy song like that on Shimmer Season or our COVID album Honeymoon. There's kind of a song like that on our first EP Yellow. But yeah, it's been a while since I wrote a song that slow and sad. And it's kind of weird because like I'm certainly not as depressed as Christmas last year when I wrote that song. And now it's coming out right now, and I haven't even really promoted the ballad that much, just because I'm going to be like, this is a really sad ballad, but I'm not currently this sad. When I wrote, like, I still think it's a good song, but like when I was writing it, I was definitely like, this will be good. I want to say this. And now it's coming out, and I'm kind of like, I mean, everything's all right.
Yeah, you're like, it looks pretty good, actually.
So yeah, it's like a really artsy song. I mean, Stop Rewind is a ballad about time travel. It is it's a hilarious, a big swing at a song. But yeah, I would say in terms of like showing a new side of us, not since our first EP Yellow has there been like a, can you believe this is happening? Like kind of song.
It is really cool because like obviously we started we had you on here to kind of chat about that EP because the record wasn't out the first time we spoke. So it is cool to see that side of the band again, because it isn't something that we've heard since Yellow. The two albums have pretty much been all killer no filler in terms of just bangers front to back and no slow tracks, which as a metalcore fan I'm into that. A slow song, man, can dampen the mood if it's in the wrong spot in the record, in my opinion. But I think that you guys do it so well and did it so well on Yellow as well, and this is just an extension of that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, the new flow of the album really works as like a side A and side B. It's almost like it's almost like a new EP up front and then the previous Shimmer Season in the back, because like Knock Me Out would be track 1 of side B on an LP at track 7. And then like the first half, side A, is Tied Up 2004, and the last song being Stop Rewind. So you can kind of listen to it like that. You could listen to the first half as one thing, and then listen to the second half as what is basically all the singles from Shimmer Season originally.
So actually, speaking about the track listing, how did you guys come to that decision of kind of splitting it up into, it's kind of like a little EP at the front and then the original stuff at the back? What was that conversation like?
I just wanted to front load the new songs on the record, as opposed to what a normal deluxe would be like, where they're literally the last songs on the album. You know what I mean?
Hate that shit.
I just wanted like Tied Up is my favorite song, and I just wanted it to be track 1. Honestly, I wanted like new people when they found our band to click on the album and have that be the first song they click on. So that was my reasoning for that, and then just like putting 2004 at track 4 and Stop Rewind at the last song you hear before you go back into Knock Me Out, which is like the anchor song of what Shimmer Season is. Just felt really nice to me, and I wouldn't have wanted to put Tied Up as song 1 and then just still tack on 2004 and Stop Rewind at the end of the album like we didn't care about them, So, and then like also it's just nice because we're independent, we've got our manager and booking, which is amazing, but we don't have a label, and me and my friends are like fully in charge 100%, so there's not a record label telling us that that's not traditional or not what people would expect or whatever. So like when we want to do like zany things or things that are a little bit left to center, it's just like up to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I want to be able to do that for as long as possible. Like I've been in record label conversations where record labels are just like, well, that's weird, so we won't do it. You know.
Weird.
And while that's not happening, I want to do the weird stuff.
Exactly. There
Switch
you
it
go.
up.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So how does the deluxe edition expand on the themes or stories told throughout the original release? I know it's not like a concept record, but how are you expanding on what you're talking about on the album?
A lot of the songs I write in general, and a lot of the songs on Shimmer Season are about like a relationship that is difficult to be in, or that you like don't know you should be in. And there wasn't like a friendship version of that on the album previously, so I feel like that's a new idea or a new version on that same thing. You know, there's even like there's like enemies to lovers songs, and there's like this person's bad for me to lovers songs, but there's not really like person whom I already love and care about to lovers songs. You know, that's a new angle.
Yeah.
And then I think that 2004 again is just like it's literally just about like my sleep schedule, and like this idea that like being almost 30 years old and not having a traditional 9 to 5 job is like proving difficult to explain to my friends and family who like, I mean, all of my roommates are at work right now. You know what I mean? Like I woke up for this.
Awesome. That's fucking awesome.
So it's just like you know, that gets kind of tricky, and I think that you know, that's a product of doing things like devoting this much time to Not My Weekend. So I think that kind of would fit in any project that we would do. And yeah, I mean Stop Rewind is a ballad that is like that encompasses a lot of the sadder stuff that I'm mentioning on Shimmer Season in a way where it only does the sad stuff, you know. Like Overload is mentioning like sad parts of life and relationships and things like that, but then it's still Josh and I screaming our heads off, you know. Or like Other Side is like a sad literal breakup song, but then the guitar goes so crazy. So Stop Rewind is just like those two ideas from Shimmer Season just taken to their apex, just their only the sad parts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just the acoustic guitar and the ideas, and then if you like it and think it's catchy, stick around, and otherwise, you know, click on Knock Me Out. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Makes sense. Damn right. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to the deluxe version for the first time? Should they play in the car with friends, dark with headphones on? Should they work out to it? What do you personally recommend?
I always recommend going for a drive. That's my favorite way to listen to new music. I would also say that you can listen to the 3 new songs like by themselves. You can listen, all right, these are the new songs, and then play through the album if you'd like. Like I don't think that you have to dredge through the stuff you've already heard if you already love those songs. Like there's not like, I just mean to say, don't expect like transitions between tracks or anything. You can listen to Tied Up 2004 and Stop Rewind a bunch of times, and then tell me what you think of the album order. But yeah, my recommendation's always driving in the car. Or lately I've been hitting a Lime scooter, and then I'm having too much fun, and I get off the Lime scooter and it's like a $45 ride, and I was like, oh no.
Scooter too hard. Fuck.
Yeah. So I don't know, hit a scooter or a bike. That sounds cool.
Yeah, but like pay attention to like, you know, how far you're going and how long you're on it. So you
yes. But make sure that you have like both headphones in and are completely unaware of your surroundings. Like otherwise, because like I gotta imagine like getting hit by a car whilst Tied Up is happening. That's gotta be dope.
That's gotta be fucking awesome.
Hey, that's a great TikTok idea.
But just like that, but you go in slow motion. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you gotta make that a TikTok.
Yeah,
I will.
That's
I will.
okay.
I did that TikTok where I got hit by a train.
I do remember that. I think.
Yeah. Well,
Classic.
I'll get a car.
Yeah, find a car somewhere. You know?
Yeah, you got this. You got this. It's in the budget. So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this deluxe edition for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Deluxe edition for new listeners. I know that you guys do these questions. I should think about them beforehand.
A lot of curveballs today, but we kept a couple, you know.
Yeah.
Straight for fun.
Bouncy. I would say the Tied Up in 2004 are both bouncy. Bouncy. shiny, like new and
Mhm.
shiny, and also
Yeah.
the all of the promotional material we're making for 2004 and for Tied Up has all been very like sleek and shiny between the balloons and like the silver stuff that we're about to do.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
And large. They're just like very big songs. I mean, like
Mhm.
I know for a fact that these three songs have more tracks on the recordings of them than
Yeah.
any of the others. Like underneath everything that you hear on Tied Up, like the guitar and the vocals, there's like 20 layers of harmonies and Jared adding little clicks and snaps and things like that. So
Yeah. A lot of ear
yeah,
candy.
bouncy, shiny, large. They're really big songs.
Fuck
Bouncy,
yeah.
shiny, large.
Oh
Hell
yeah.
yeah. So has the fan reception to the original album at all influenced any choices for the deluxe release?
I feel like we're such a small, like kind of cult band still right
Mhm.
now. We're about to go on our tour and there's gonna be like, 40 to 100 people at each show based on
Mhm.
Mhm.
ticket sales, which is
Yeah.
like that's like the smallest tour you can do and still be a tour,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I'm very proud of and really stoked to do, but we're just such a cult band with like our people right now that
Mhm.
I feel like the people that know about us from our tour with This Wildlife and our tour with Between You and Me or my TikTok or podcast or whatever,
Mhm.
like have really taken the time to know the whole thing.
Mhm.
Which is good and bad. It's great because like I can count on the people coming out to the shows being like my people who I can spend time with and really like talk to about what they're interested in hearing.
Yeah.
But there's not like a massive hit single like guiding my way,
Mhm.
Like I feel like there's a group of people that listen to Not My Weekend that remember when we put out when you're around in 2018.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then there's a group of people that know all of Shimmer Season.
Yep.
And then there's people that know who I am that kind of know I have a band and don't listen to it. You know what I mean? And I know that some of those people are buying tickets too.
Yeah.
So it's tricky. I know that everyone that I've talked to about it and that has like learned the words after This Wildlife and after Between You and Me stuff just listen to all of Shimmer Season. So I would
Mhm.
say we're doing more of that, but I'm totally the kind of guy that if we had a hit song or a song with 10 million plus streams or something like that, that
Mhm.
I would make adjustments to to follow more of that lead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
of
as of right
course.
now, but we're just expanding upon the idea until something like that happens. And
Yeah.
it's not like I'm not making new promo for songs every day of my life. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I would assume and hope that it's a matter of time type thing. But honestly, like if we just toured for the rest of our days and just kind of like gradually developed all these new people that knew everything the whole time,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be there's bands I love that do that. I think that Real Friends is kind of a band like that. You
Mhm.
know? Like they
Mhm.
have they have their song I've Given Up on You, but
Mhm.
otherwise it's just like each new album, it's more people that decide to learn every song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, but
definitely.
that's how I think about it right now. I'm not sure if all that's true. I guess the short of your to answer your question in short, I think no. I think just more stuff. Just keep taking shots. Just keep throwing shots at the wall.
Shooting out there,
Exactly.
seeing what sticks.
Yeah,
Hmm.
damn right. Mhm.
So what's something you've learned about yourself, either individually or as a band, during the process of the creation of this album in full?
Oh man, I don't know. I used to write like 50 songs before an album, and then we would like
God damn.
pick the 10 best ones.
Mhm.
Um, but like living these past couple years living in LA, not so much when we first got out here, but this past like 22 to now,
Mhm.
um, like so much of working on the band and like just like furthering my career and my life has been doing things that are not writing the songs.
Mhm.
And Jared, who I collaborate with on, pretty much everything, is such the kind of person to like he would never work on something that wouldn't see the light of day. It's just not his vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like I've really had to learn how to like when I sit down to work on a Not My Weekend song, like it's gonna be good. Like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be an option in a pile of 50. Like that's gonna be one of the songs. So there's not time to like fiddle around with a guitar part that you don't think is amazing. Or
Mhm.
or or put down a placeholder lyric. Like it has to
Mhm.
be It has to be like something that is the lyric that you think is really great.
Mhm.
Because like and like this almost makes me sad, but it's like that's the day we've scheduled to make that song.
Yeah.
And like I'm not complaining because it's amazing, but it's like the rest of the week is recording all the videos that promote the song and
Mhm.
and recording a podcast and going to When We Were Young Fest and touring with a band or like and all these
Mhm.
other things that are like amazing to do and help the band. But I used to be able to just like go to school, write songs all day,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and that's not so I think just like learning how to do that in a way that is like respectful to our mental health and our
Mhm.
time and like each other as bandmates has been challenging, but also the thing that I've like focused on the most in terms of like making Not My Weekend a better band. But I think that Tied Up, 2004, Knock Me Out, Hurricane Weather are like my four favorite songs that have like ever been made, much less by my band. You know what I mean? I love
Yeah.
those songs
Yeah.
so much, and that's totally a product of that. So,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
you know.
Love it.
Damn right. Right. And for this last question, we want you to kind of wish into the fucking universe. So if you could collaborate with any artist in the entire world on a remix of one of the songs off the entire record, who would you want to collaborate with, and which song should it be?
I don't know, man. Something super weird. A big part of the Shimmer season originally was getting the home team on it and Magnolia Park on it and Kellen Quinn
Mm-hmm.
on it and like us having all these features and then the
Yeah.
features like being like, look at all our friends and we want to celebrate the scene and we want to celebrate the music and
Yeah.
like we did all that, but it was
Mhm.
still definitely like our own merits that were like guiding those songs forward for sure.
Mhm.
And that's how it should be, but um it would like I mean to say that at this point Lil Wayne like
Fuck
someone
yeah.
Are
like
you
yeah
fucking kidding me?
Fuck yeah.
like someone so like Chance the Rapper would be sick or
Let's stick with Lil
like
Wayne.
Tyler the Creator would never do it because he's a genius,
Mm-hmm.
but
He's fucking awesome.
just someone where it would be like, what the fuck do you mean that Not My Weekend has a song with them? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? At
Yeah.
least Lil Wayne made that one rock record where
Mm-hmm.
maybe he would scream about it with me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always had I hope they won't see this, it'll be fine. I always had an idea in my head where we would have a song that said featuring Fallout Boy
Mhm.
and I would
Mm.
have a video where Patrick Stump was about to start singing, but instead it was Pete screaming. And then Patrick Stump would just leave and it would be
Uh,
Pete screaming the whole time.
yeah.
That I'm not set there. I'm like again, humble brag, but I'm too close to them now to like pitch that
Oh,
into
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
what
All
I'm
right,
saying.
buddy.
And I don't mean
This
like
fucking guy.
I don't mean like personally. I just
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
like I can't like say that's so silly and like I'll see him sometime, and then
Mhm.
I'll be like, no, I don't think about that.
Come on. You gotta shoot your shot. Make it
so
silly.
so that would be very funny, but
Mhm.
I would rather have a
Lil
I'd
Wayne.
rather have Lil Wayne. I'd rather
Lil
have
Wayne.
that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, damn
Wheezy, are you
right.
kidding me?
Come on.
Hell
Come on,
yeah.
it should be crazy. Really
Yeah.
quickly, I wanted to ask, did you listen to Chromacopia? You mentioned Tyler, so
I
you got my
just
brain
we
going.
so I listened to two songs as I was falling asleep last night, and Jared put two
Mm,
songs on his story. I
mm-hmm.
should probably really front to back the whole album.
Yeah.
I am not. I'm maybe a poser for this, but I like Tyler the Creator's bangers. I like.
Oh.
I know. I like when he fully has like a crazy hook and when he's saying something crazy and like
Yeah.
always with the Tyler the Creator project, there's tons of like really deep introspective artsy stuff that doesn't lend
Mm-hmm.
itself to that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm gonna listen to the whole thing. Honestly,
Okay.
I've just been listening to Wolf a lot recently.
You're
Um,
goddamn right. A lot of
yeah,
people have actually been comparing Wolf to Chromacopia, so you
that's
might fuck with it.
that's my favorite. That's my favorite Tyler project is Wolf.
Me
So
too. Well, no.
maybe
Flower Boy's my favorite personally, but Wolf is a very close second.
right. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm going to listen 100%. But no,
Okay.
I listened to Ratata last night. Is that what it's
Damn
called?
right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah, that sounds good.
You gotta listen to Sticky.
I know that's the one. I just saw that song on my TikTok. The first thing when I woke up was someone like,
Yeah.
"If you're not listening to Sticky by Tyler the Creator, you're messing up."
Like, what are you doing? You know? Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
On the same page.
So as Gloria said, that's all the questions you have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Yes. Stream the deluxe version of Shimmer Season by Not My Weekend out November 1st, 2024, and buy tickets to come see us on tour November 8th through the 21st. We're with Rose Colored World, and this band Rematch is on the second half of it. It's going to be really fun. We're not going to have green rooms, so we are going to be in the venue, hanging out with everyone the whole time. Like, meet and greet is an understatement. Like, we're all just hanging out and watching the sets together. So tickets are $16. Please come to that. We're playing all the new songs. We're playing like a 35-minute set, which is the longest we've ever played. So yeah, I'm just really excited. I just really want people to come see us on tour. It's like it's a nerve-wracking thing to be a band our size and go out on the road at this level. You know what I mean? But like if you like our band, or if you even kind of know who we are, like you'll never have an experience like this again. Like, I mean, we get to hang out all night with everyone.
Yeah.
which is like, those were always my favorite shows growing up. And I want to be able to have as many of those as possible. Like if we're on tour with This Wildlife, or Between You and Me, or anyone, there's always too many things going on where that's at least somewhat impossible. You know what I mean? Whereas when we're co-headlining in venues that are literally 100 cap rooms, it's like you get 1000% of our time and attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just so, especially post-COVID, that's just that doesn't happen a lot.
It's unheard of.
So yeah, please come see us on tour is the main thing.
Oh yeah.
Damn right.
All right. Well, thank you, Snow. It's been Patrick from Not My Weekend, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.